mach auf, doch leise, mein Kind, keinen vom Schlummer zu wecken. Kaum murmelt der Bach, kaum zieht dem Wind ein Blatt an den Büschen und Hecken. Drum leise, mein Mädchen, das nicht sich regt, nur leise die Hand auf die Klinke gelegt. Mit Tritten wie Tritte der Elfen so sacht, ohne die Blumen zu hüpfen, flieg leicht hinaus in der Mondscheinnacht, zu mir in den Garten zu schlüpfen. Ringsum die Blüten am rieselnden Bach und duften im Schlaf, wo die Liebe ist wach. Sitz nieder, hier dem Herz geheimnisvoll, und den Linden beugen, dem Nachtigall, und zu Häupten soll von unseren Küssen träumen. Und die Rose, wenn sie am Morgen erwacht, hochglüht von den Wunderschauern der Nacht.
Your Majesties, Your Royal Highnesses, Nobel Peace Prize laureate, Your Excellencies, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen. The Norwegian Nobel Committee has awarded the Nobel Peace Prize for 2019 to Ethiopian Prime Minister Abiy Ahmed. Prime Minister Abiy, the award bestowed upon you rests on three major achievements. First, your crucial role in creating peace between Eritrea and Ethiopia. And second, your efforts to build democracy in Ethiopia by strengthening civil liberties and developing institutions. And third, but not least, the award is given to you for your contribution to peace and reconciliation processes in East and Northeast Africa. For almost 3 decades, there has been serious discord between Eritrea and Ethiopia, at times even full war between the two countries. The hostilities have involved land disputes, military clashes along your common borders, and a permanent breach in diplomatic and political relations. Since 2002, it has been developed into what has become known as a no peace, no war situation. Prime Minister Abiy, you have been called the man of the moment, since during your first days in office as Prime Minister, you recognized the impetus which the transitional moment gave you and swiftly addressed the deadlocked situation. You seized the initiative and were the main architect behind the peace negotiations that were successfully conducted with Eritrea. However, without the positive response of President Isaias Afwerki, the conclusion of the two peace treaties would not have been possible. This has brought significant changes. The two nations of Eritrea and Ethiopia have in fact declared peace. That in itself is a major step forward. The peoples of the two countries are increasingly able to travel and reunite. Border disputes have been settled and demarcation lines have been drawn up in accordance with the arbitration ruling of an international boundary commission back in 2002. Political and diplomatic relations have been restored. However, much work remains to fully implement the intentions of the peace agreements. Several important border crossings remain closed, and the peoples of Eritrea and Ethiopia therefore have limited access to one another. The peace agreements also incorporate ambitions of social, cultural, and economic development. At present, this work seems to be at a standstill. It is the hope of the Norwegian Nobel Committee that your previous achievements, coupled with the added encouragement of the Peace Prize, will spur the parties to further implementation of the peace treaties. Dr. Abiy Ahmed, you were appointed Prime Minister in a country facing multitudes of challenges. Regional and ethnic divides have resulted in approximately 3 million internally displaced persons. These people are homeless within their own country and desperately need to return to their communities. You are also confronted with the daunting task of all of these tasks are critical building blocks in the process of constructing peace. Several firm initiatives to promote peace and democratic. As a woman myself, I would say that this is a wise move. An equally wise move has been to appoint the world's second Minister of Peace, another woman, naturally, Mrs. Muferiat Kamil, who is present here today. Even the President of Ethiopia is now a woman, in addition to which you have appointed a female Supreme Court Chief Justice. Mr. Prime Minister, lifting the existing state of emergency was a matter of urgency for you. You granted amnesty to thousands of political prisoners, thereby acknowledging that opposition is part of a healthy democratic environment. Knowing that free speech is a cornerstone of democracy, you abolished public censorship and thereby enabled the development of a free and independent press. You have strengthened civil society by taking a strong stance against corruption and bribery in the public sector. You have declared a commitment to hold free and democratic elections, which are a prerequisite for true democracy. The Norwegian Nobel Committee stands behind you and supports you and your efforts for a democratic, peaceful society. In recognizing your work by awarding you the Nobel Peace Prize, we were not expressing an opinion on how or if you should lead the Ethiopian people in the future. The leadership of Ethiopia and its political platform must be decided by Ethiopia. Of your life, you have walked several different paths. You were born into